What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, RobinKey. And today, guys, I'm going to speak to you guys about how I got this lovely trade, right? It's the GJ, pound, JPY, pound yen, call it whatever. I used the same strategy that I shared with you guys on the earlier stage, and we're going to look deeper into it. So stay tuned and let's jump straight into the charts. As you guys can see, we are on the GBPJPY, pound yen, Great Britain pound, Japanese yen. I don't know what you guys call it, but I just call it the pound yen, right? And basically, what I did is I always start on a 4-hour chart. On my 4-hour chart, I then find the structures that the trade has been taken, right? So as you all know, I trade the third touch. So in this trade, I actually did the same thing as the earlier trade. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have the trade up here as the next video that you can watch, right? So just to look, this is exactly what I did, right? This is exactly what I did on my 4-hour chart, and then it was basically me just waiting for the setup to come all the way to this point whereby I can then take the trade. So on my previous video, I did share with you guys as well that you can basically decide on how you want to take the trade, right? So you can either wait for your own confirmations, use your own candlestick patterns before you can enter the trade. But I did also tell you guys that you can literally just enter the trade straight from the touch, and that's exactly what I did in my trade, right? So it all depends to you on you on how you're gonna take the trade, right? So after drawing my trend line, I then went to my smaller time frame. As you can see, guys, like my chart is simple, straightforward. It has nothing complicated in it, right? So what I did here, I also drew the zone, right? So I drew my zone here because as the price was approaching, I drew my zone here because I saw that it is more likely to then meet up at the same place, you know? So I had that zone there just to give me some sort of a guidance, right? And then I moved on to, okay, let's see if we can get this to full screen mode. That's okay, that's cool. And then I went on to my 1-hour time frame, right? Of course, I need to see what the 1-hour time frame looks like as well. Did I put a 1-hour time frame? This doesn't look like a 1-hour time frame. All right, that was definitely not the 1-hour time frame. Okay, so I went into my 1-hour time frame, and I basically looked at how this move was forming, right? So when I got here at the time, so the price was still around this area. So the price was still around this area, and I obviously looked at this area here. I looked at this area here, right? And I knew that at some point it was a support structure. Broke it, came back to retest as a resistance point, kept on going down, retested the second time, and I see it's becoming a valid resistance point, right? So at that time, price was still here. So I had, because I remember I had this block. I had a block here just to mark out my range. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Should we break? And then I know that a direction has been chosen. So if we break above, then I'll basically just wait for it to come back to my setup here. And then should it break below, then that basically means I would look for sells, further sells. So basically what happened is the moment I drew my line here, this red line here, and then I realized that, okay, fine, the moment this trade broke out of that line, I knew that the trade was definitely going to go into the right direction that I was hoping. And then I just basically patiently waited for this trade to reach this area, right? And then I moved to my 15-minute chart. So on my 15-minute chart, normally what I do in my third touch rule is I am just basically looking for the closest or the more valid touch, because on a bigger time frame it might look like it actually touched, but it's actually still going to touch. So what I do on my 15-minute chart, then I would know that it has definitely touched because I needed to touch. That's my rule. I needed to touch. So if you can see on the 15 minutes chart, this trade was literally on this candle, pushing up on this candle, and I opened my trade right there. As soon as it touched, that's when I opened my trades. That's when I had all my trades, and then I had my stop loss at 450, which would be somewhere around there. Okay, that's why I had my stop loss. Let me just make this slightly bigger so it's not as small as you think it is. And then I had my TP right around there, right? So I entered the trade as soon as it got my third touch, right? But what you can do, right, if you need more confirmation, because then I had to wait for it to come back down here, which was in my favor, and then it continued going back up, which looked like it was about to break the line, but I had my stop loss, so I had no worries. And then but that could have been a confirmation. I mean, if we just had to remove that, this could have been a confirmation on its own as a double top right here. I mean, if you look at this on a smaller time frame, like your 5 minutes time frame, this would have definitely been some sort of a double top right here. You see, that would have just confirmed something like a double top right here. So they have that somewhere there, right? And then your trade, you would have entered this here and you would have had less drawdowns, right? And you would have had the trade all the way down to here, right? So, but either way, for me, it wasn't such a big thing because I didn't go into losses, right? That much of a loss. I mean, the only loss that I went in is the spike here, which was pretty close to hitting my stop loss, but it didn't. That's the good part. The good part is that it didn't. And I basically held this trade all the way up until here, and that's literally as easy as that, right? So just to give you guys a small predictions as well of what the trade might have done. So this is where another target that I had. Okay, I'm just gonna delete that. So I want this removed, right? I need that removed so I can just show you. So obviously you would have the break and then back to retest, right? Which it would have retested the point, or rather the resistance that it has broken, right? This is basically it right here. So this could really literally just be your target, because the trade is more likely to come back to an area that was a strong key point whereby it broke, right? It will need to come back to that area and retest it, right? So looking forward to future trades as well, this is what I am looking at. So I'm looking at this trade coming back here, right, and coming back down to here, right, which it would automatically just give me this double top here. So what I did here is I'm just gonna enter like a small trade, which would be something like this. If I had to enter it at this point, my stop loss doesn't need to be that big. It would probably be something like that there, and then I would take it right there. So it's 1:4. Then the moment I get that double top, then I use strict confirmations, because this is the strategy that I need to rely on confirmation in order to actually get in. Then I can take that sum, right? I can take that sum. I mean, if you look at this trade even further, just to go where I brought, just remember we were discussing the third touch here, so don't get too confused with that. if I can look at this properly here, this would literally be my third touch, but this is on a smaller time frame, so it's less likely to happen, but it would be my third touch right there, you know. And that's basically how I took this trade. This is basically how I took this trade here, and that's probably how I'm gonna take the next trade here, depending on the confirmations that I have, right? Nice and easy. Keep it nice and simple and easy so that it makes your life easier too to analyze it. So that's basically it for me today, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video and trading sessions that we're gonna have. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, tell me what other videos that you want to see, what page you'd like me to analyze, and let's have a great day, guys. Thank you very much. Mwah.